was expository preaching, catechesis, immersion in the Psalms. Number 4, the Lord's Supper was very prominent, not just in worship, but in the way pastoral formation and Christian formation was done. Some of you may know that Calvin argued with, as Calvin got older, he more and more came to believe that you should have the Lord's Supper every week. And I do not want to be talking about that here. Don't ask me a question about it either, because we don't want to open that issue up. It's an important issue, but Calvin, you can see as he's writing his Institutes, and he went through several editions, he got more and more to the place where he said, you really ought to have the Lord's Supper each week. But the council never went there. The town council didn't believe it. And partly as a result of that, they had the Lord's Supper 4 times a year. But the Lord's Supper was never just something you did in the worship service. Never. Because it happened 4 times a year, there was all sorts of things that happened around that. The communion season was a time in which the pastors would get together and they would do self-examination. They would look at each other. They would talk to each other about how they were doing spiritually. There would be more, the people would be asked to get ready for the Lord's Supper by looking at themselves. And the elders might be visiting the people more, getting them ready. In other words, pastoral care was linked to the Lord's Supper 2 ways. One, of course, is catechism. Catechesis brought you to the place where you admitted to the Lord's Supper. So the Lord's Supper, in a sense, was the climax of your period of catechism. But it also was a way for people to regularly re-examine themselves and renew their commitment to the Lord and examine themselves and make confession and grow in grace. So pastoral practice and pastoral care was linked to the Lord's Supper. What was happening in the worship service was linked to the way in which people were doing pastoral care.